I need to talk to my fellow Christians today, my brothers, my sisters. I know immigration is not a topic that is comfortable, but we need to have this conversation. Because you may not know I'm in pain right now, and that you may be, perhaps without realizing it, contributing to my pain. I share my heart knowing that you are good people. I have seen you help out at church and the shelter, care for the elderly. I have seen you bring food to the homes of people in need. And I know that most of you don't really mean for all undocumented immigrants to be deported. So I don't understand why so many of you support leaders who promise to deport parents like my mom and my dad. Many of my brothers and sisters of faith tell me I don't have to worry because they will be there to support me, and that they would never let anybody take me personally. But some of those same people are helping to elect leaders who have the intention of separating families by deporting millions of parents who are just trying to provide for their families. I know we often get disappointed by our politicians because they don't fulfill their promises. In this case, I know many Christians are actually counting on our elected officials not delivering on promises to deport all undocumented immigrants. But these hopes are not enough for me right now. When I'm being told that I need to fill out an emergency plan for my children's school in the event that immigration enforcement picks me up, the thought alone of this possibility is forcing me and my children to live in so much pain and anxiety. I really don't want my children to be taken into foster care, left up for grabs to a destiny without a mother. There is a teaching in the New Testament about a woman who was about to be killed by a mob because she had broken a law. But despite her transgressions, Jesus stood up for her. He challenged those who had never committed a sin to throw the first stone. And so there was nobody who was able to throw a stone at that woman. And she lived. Of course, many Christians feel my family and I made a huge mistake by coming here undocumented. But if you know me, you know we didn't come here to cause harm. We were hungry. We needed bread. We were thirsty. We needed water. We were being persecuted. And we chose life and freedom. I want you to know, from what I have seen in my community, most people who are undocumented cross the border just like my family, trying to survive. We would have chosen a safe and legal path without wandering in the desert, without freezing nights, without the cactus and thorns digging into our feet, without the threats of robbers and smugglers, without carrying tired little children for miles and miles, if there would have been another way. I also know from my personal experience that we were not alone. We were being held by God's hand into this country. when I see those beautiful, healthy, happy faces of my children, I know that I was meant to be here. And I am so grateful to be part of my community and our country. But I cannot sit next to you at church anymore in silence while watching my friends and family get deported back across the desert that we risked everything to cross, to be called harmful names, told that we can live in the shadows and pick the fruit, but we cannot eat the fruit. And told that because we were born in another country, even if we were raised here, that we cannot sit at the table with other Americans. And told that this country will not accept us, no matter how hard we work, no matter how much we give. There are too many families suffering, being separated. Too many refugees in this country. They're being sent back to those deadly conditions that they escaped. There are too many of us devastated by the pressing circumstances around us, like watching the little children in cages, exposed to abuse, the tear gas in the eyes of mothers and fathers at the border, the realization that at any moment, our beautiful lives as we know them could be over. I find guidance in the teachings of Jesus and in the way he stood up in front of a mob to save a life. I pray that my fellow Christians will stand with me against cruel anti-immigrant policies. Help me save the lives, my family, my friends, and all the parents who are just trying to provide for their families. If you believe in Jesus, you know that Jesus loves you. So when you think of my children, my family, and all the undocumented immigrants of this country, please remember God's commandment that we should love one another the same way that he loves us. Everyone makes mistakes. I have, you have, and I believe our leaders do too. But we always have the choice to learn from our mistakes and stand together in God's love. Thank you.